Nochime, Eastly here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to book 11 of the Florentine. We've been doing book 1, the gods. Book 11 is nice because it's talking about all of the animals like insects, felines, trees, flowers, basically all of the living things in Mexico. Okay. And so obviously from a native perspective. And so it's a nice change of pace because there's not a lot of verbs. In the book 1 of the gods, the verbs were very complex and they were past tense. Here, everything is present tense, and there's a lot of descriptive words used, and there's also a lot of prepositions and nouns used here. Okay, so you're gonna see you'll be able to contrast this style compared to book 1. Anytime we're talking about rituals and things like that they'll the language is always going to be complicated. Okay, so this is a little bit more simplistic, and I chose the section ants. I just randomly picked a page. Book 11, the title is Earthly Things. That's the name of it. And so I just randomly picked this, and so there's several types of ants species that are listed. And so I'm just going to go through and I'll read it in Nahuatl, and then we'll look at the English translation, and then we'll break it down from there. Remember, the goal is to accumulate vocabulary, right, as we go. And the more vocabulary we accumulate, the easier it's going to be to read. And then also, I've highlighted words that I looked up that I had to look up here. And so we'll look at those in detail. Achiwei, this is Isel Ascat. Isel Ascat. This is really cool because so again, I know I'm learning Huasteca Nahuatl as well. But in Huasteca Nahuatl, if you say Iselti, that means he or she is alone. So this word is clearly related, Iselti. So sometimes there's slight changes like that. So this means that Ascat is ant, Isel means alone. So the ant that is alone is how we're translating this. Achiwei kipanawia in Tlatauki, senka isosik, achichichiltik. Au iquin tlatlactomio, atle iteki, san monenemitia, inikmihtoa isel ascat. San isel in nenemi amu on tematinemi. Amo no ehete ie tinemi ikin oxequin Azcameh. Tel miekan ito namiko sematinemi. And so all of that was translated to, it is a little large. Achiwei. In Huasteca Nahuatl, we still use this. Here, let me type it out here. Achi means a small amount. And then the very popular achitzin, you add the tzin modifier, is achitzin means a tiny amount. So achi is a small amount. So they're saying that, so wei is actually big. Wei is big. Okay, so that's what that means here. A little big. So if it was just wei by itself, it would be big, but it is a little large, a little big would be correct. And then it says it exceeds the red ant in redness. It exceeds the red. So that's this right here. This exceeds it. The key is the placeholder. We're talking about the ant in this case. The ant exceeds, panawia is the verb, panawia. It exceeds the red. Tlatauki is the word for red. Tlatauki. And they put in parentheses because they think it's talking about the ant, the regular ant redness. It is a very intense color, a little chili red, and as if ruddy fussed. Cinca means very. The Huasteca equivalent would be tlahuel. It is a very intense color. I think this is probably the word for color. Couldn't find it anywhere in the dictionaries, but probably this is very intense color. Achi means a little. Chichiltic is chili red, so it's a little chili red. Ruddy fuzz. And equine is like it is as if, so this word must be ruddy fudded. I don't know what that ruddy fuzzed. I don't know. I couldn't find that one either, but maybe. Let's check this. So I just noticed I had a IO at the end. Maybe I put a YO. Looks like there's maybe something missing there. I don't know. Sometimes these words are misspelled as well, but we'll just take them at their word. Atle means nothing. Nothing is his task. Is that what that says? Oh yeah, so it is without special qualities. It just goes about. So that's what they're translating this at. So nothing is their job, basically is their work, their task, their function. So basically they don't have a function. They're translating that as special qualities. San means just. Nemitia, Nick, Nemitia. It just they're translating that as it just goes about. But I don't know. Maybe. Because the verb nemitia means breed, to breed or raise. So this is like it just kind of raises itself, it just kind of breeds itself. Maybe I think that might be a more accurate definition than going about. That would be a different word. That would be nemi. So I mean it is related to nemi, but I think in this case, maybe they just kind of reproduce or something is the general feel. Unique. For this reason, it is said, mitoa, or they say, it is the lonely ant. Just alone. Inenemi does it go about? It goes about only alone. So see, nenemi means to go about. Nenemi. Okay, I think that's why they translate it like that. Maybe this could be because the tia at the end, the tia is like causative. So this is kind of like saying it causes itself to go about. It causes itself to go about. So just kind of walking around purposely is how that general sense of that. Okay, but it just goes alone. Okay. And it does not go about in pairs nor in threes like the other ants. Okay. This I believe is the pairs. The on might be referring to ome, which is two. On the matinemi, it's going about. So amo means it's not. Let me just double check this real quick. On tema. No, that's not coming about, but it doesn't go around in pairs. Amo, it does not also, remember no means also. It does not also go around in threes. Ayi, yay, right? It looks like it's somewhere in there. Like, So it doesn't go in pairs, it doesn't go in threes. Equine like. Another. Like some other ants. Azcameh is plural. That is plural of Azca. So that's a really literal definition there. Okay, it does not go around like some other ants do. Okay, so this is a new word right here, tel. Yet, however, but nevertheless, many places it is seen, it is looked at, they are encountered. Okay, so again, yet, however, so many times in many places, they're seen. So they're very numerous, they're all over the place. Yet many in many places are seen, are met traveling separately. Namiko, Sen Matinemi. So see this Nemi, they're going about in the Sen. The Sen is one. They're going about in ones by themselves. Okay, so Namiko must mean to travel. Namiko. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah. Namiko. No, I'm not saying it. So I don't know what the construction of that word is, but it means they're going around alone. Ito is special for a reason. Let me show you. Where is this? The mother lode. Okay, so ito means it is seen. So it says second most frequent ending of the passive. The passive means that the action is being done in the verb, but it's not specifying who or what is doing the action. And so usually it has a lo at the end. But sometimes it's just, oh, the last vowel of the verb may also be lost. Many passives exist, both the longer and shorter versions, some is shorter. So ito is coming from italo. The lo at the end is dropped. Okay, so that's why we see that. And if you're wondering what that is, ita is one of the most basic verbs in Nahuatl. Ita. So again, it turned into italo. The L was dropped, so it's just ito. A lot of times when you have two vowels next to each other like that, it can't be itao, itao. You know, anything that sounds awkward, usually one of the vowels has to be dropped, and that's what's happening here. So the A is dropped, the L is dropped. And again, italo. Ordinarily, you would have to specify what are they looking at? So tla ita means he's looking at things. The ita means he's looking at people. Ita means they're looking at something in particular that's gonna be identified. So okay, so ito is that passive way of saying it is seen. So it doesn't say who's seeing it. Interestingly enough, in Huasteca, this passive tense of the verb has been lost. It's no longer used in Huasteca, so that wouldn't mean anything. All right, Kwa Askat. So this they originally had a Q. This is the tree, Kwa wheat, Kwa wheat. So Kwa Askat is the tree ant. Okay, so the ant that lives in a tree. Just how they translate it there. So it says, Itech mitoa quawit, iwan askat, ipampa quatitech, quapalanati, quapalanitech yoli, intlacati, ao inik way ki panawi, panawi, ki nenewilia in tlatawik askat, melakpol, mawiwiseke, seki, achi tlatauke, in ochikoake, no tecuani, no istlacque, no ikin, tlatawik, askat, sanuel, no ikin, in isel, askat. Okay, so itech, we've covered before, but I don't remember what it was. Let's look again. Itech. Itech, on him or on it, to her, with him. Okay. So on it is said, wheat, tree, and. So it's saying like the word is made up of wheat, tree, and it's made up of aska. Ipampa because it's in a tree. It's in trees. Okay, so they're telling you why it's named that. Let's see if it tracks here. It is named from wheat and askat because it lives on trees. On rotten wood where it breeds. So this word must be rotten wood. Qua palenitech. Itech. So this palan probably means rotted somehow. Let's see. See if we can find that somewhere. Yeah, festers, ulcer, festering, rottenness. Yeah, good, good. So palanilisli is rottenness, palanilisli. So what they did is they made itach at the end, inside rotted wood. Okay, so that works. Yoli means lived. So yoli is, oh, it says breeds. It's where it breeds. Okay. Yoli, Yoli means lives, but where it breeds, this is where they're getting it from. Tlacati. So that is actually correct. It lives is Yoli. It lives. They're all present tense verbs, by the way. And then where it breeds, breeds is just like where it reproduces. That's tlacati. So where it reproduces, where they're born, where they live is in rotten wood. So that was, and all these words are still used to this day. There is a whole set of related words that go together. So like nemi. Nemi is like live, but it's more like you're going around in a place, like going around laughing, for example. We will use nemi. Yoli, live, and tlacati is born. Notice how tlacati as a verb actually has the noun tlacat, which is the word for person. So tlacati means where a person is born or created. So now it is really cool like that, where a lot of the verbs derive from nouns, nouns derive from verbs. Ao inik way kipanawi. It exceeds it. In size, it exceeds. It compares with the red ant, and in size, it exceeds. It exceeds the red ant. Okay. It resembles the red ants. That's where they're getting there from. That week. We're gonna see a lot of words with the C at the end. A lot of people are tempted to call them adjectives, but the linguists are very adamant that Nahuatl does not actually have any adjectives. They're just descriptive words. Their adjective-like words is the most we can say about them. And there's linguistic reasons for that. But one thing you'll want to notice is that whenever there's a C at the end, usually it's going to be describing something, right? So describing the red ants. And there are plurals for that. If you want to, you can say red, plural, and that would be this. Okay, tlatlake. So instead of a C, you just add the Q, U-E. We actually saw a lot of this in the Vocal 1. So whenever we saw that, they were describing, usually a noun. Okay, so the next part says it is very long and straight. The arms are very long. So it's very long, very straight. And very red. Some are black, some are pale, some are ruddy. This is what this is talking about. Some are ruddy, achi, some of them are red, some of them are pale, some are black. I feel like there's something missing here. Yeah, there is something missing. I missed a line. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Melakpo. Melakpo. Mabuitlapol is very long, very straight. Kokolopol, arms are very long. Seki, some. Seki is some are black. This is the word for black. Tliltike. Tliltike. The singular for black is tliltik. Tliltik. So tliltike is black, like plural. Some of them are black. Some of them are pale. The word they're using is istaleo ake. Ista is comes from istat, which is salt. So it's salt-like or pale in this case. Seki, achi, tlatlauke. So I missed the whole line there, but that is that. In ochikawake no tequani. So when they mature, they're also stingers. So this, I believe, is when they're mature. It also has the que at the end, so should be some kind of word like this. No, could be a verb in that case. So we'll just say when they're matured. Oh, Chikawa, that's why. This is actually Chikawa. Chikawa. Oh, Chikawake. Chikawak means strong. Okay, so this is basically just saying Chikawake when they are strong, when they become strong. No, Tequeni. So remember, no means also, right? No. No, it's not gonna work. Let's try this one. Yeah, yeah, so also. Okay, so it says also they are biters. They're translating that as sting. They're also stingers. Okay. So tecuani is a very important word. It's in modern Nahuatl. If you say tecuani, it just means like a wild animal, basically. But linguistically speaking, tecuani is composed of three components. It's a verb that has been modified. So te means people, kwa means eats, ni means it does that thing. So it's a eater of people is what that means. The quantity, the eater of people. Usually we'll talk about like the ocelot, the jaguar, like any animal that's so powerful that it can bite a human being, usually just powerful animals, then those are tecuani. However, some linguists have discovered and pointed out, like in this case, like why are they calling an ant something that eats humans, right? Well, it's because it stings. It stings or it bites. So any animal that stings or bites, so we're including like mosquitoes, even like moyo, anything that could bite, even though they can't eat us, they still bite us or sting us, and they're classified as tecuani. So the qua part is actually expanded. Not only eat but bite, sting, um, poke, those kinds of things. And so that's what that means. They are when they are strong, when they become strong, or I think they translated it as when they mature. So I mean that's similar to getting strong, right? They also are they are stingers in this case. They have venom. It's lucky they have venom. And no, equine like that. Tlatawik. Tlatawik. It's gonna be red. Tawik. It's not popular. There it is. Tlatawik. Yeah, so red. I don't know what ready means, but just say red. Maybe it's a different red than the chili red, which is chichiltic, but it's saying and also like that, the red ants. Also like the red ant. San well no ikin in isel asket. Only truly also it is like the lone ants. Also like the red ant, also something like the lone ant. So that makes sense. No equine, like the red ant, also something like the lone ants. Okay. Well is a very important word in Nahuatl, and it's used in modern Nahuatl as well. So it's like well, able, possible, very, truly. So it's actually a synonym of another word called melawak. Melawak, a lot of people say melawak for like definitely, truly, things like that. And well means the same thing. So it is truly, it's not captured here, but it's just truly like also like the lone ants. Okay, so some of the translation there was missing. Then we have the Cuitla Ascat. Cuitlas, if you say it together, it's Cuitlascat. Cuitlascat. You may have heard Cuitlat before. Cuitlat is excrement. So, Itach. I keep forgetting Itach. Gotta look it up again. In it, in it, it is said in Cuitlat, the excrement, and Ascat ant. Look, this is Ipampan now. Well, the other ones were Ipampa. What does Ipampan mean? Because of that, therefore, because of this. So sometimes you make these small modifications to these words. Okay, in this case, I just add an end because, and now it becomes because of it, or therefore. So they call it in the name, it is said. Basically, this is just saying that the name is composed of Cuitlat and Azcameh. Because of that, Cuitlayak, it's a stinky ant. It smells of excrement. That's what that means. Because the ant smells like excrement. Cuitlayak. So once again, you see the C at the end. It's a descriptive word. Ini. I think that's a misspelling actually. I think it was supposed to be unique. Therefore, so Seki, others, Achi. It's a little, so some of the ants, and so some of the ants are little ashen, some of them are brown, Seki, some of them are dark yellow. Some are ashen, some are brown, some are dark yellow. Yep. This word is yellow, but plural. If you want to say dark yellow singular, it would be kos yayaktik. Kos yayaktik. Onkan, they are born in Metsonko. They are born in Mensoko. They breed there in Magepith, is what that means. And dung and rubbish in Cuitlatitlan, in Tlazoltitlan. So that tlan at the end, right, means in the place of, or the place near. We know like Tenochtitlan, Teotihuacan, right? Well, Tenochtitlan has the tlan at the end, and so you notice how it's constructed. Let me type it out here. Huitlatl, Huitlatl plus T. Remember the T is just it doesn't get translated. It's just a glue to make the pronunciation a little better, a little easier. So without the T, it would be Cuitlatlan, Cuitlatlan, Cuitlatlan. That's very difficult to say. It's not easy, right? And so as a result, the T makes it roll off the tongue a little better. Cuitlatitlan. See that? Cuitlatitlan. So it's important to note here that the tlan ending is not only talking about cities. A lot of times we're talking about cities, Mazatlan, Teotitlan, Tenochtitlan, but it doesn't have to be a city because remember that tlan just means near something. Near where there's excrement. The other one was trash. So let's break that one down over here. Tlazoli, ally is getting dropped. Plus T plus tlan. Okay. Tlazoltitlan. Tlazoltitlan. The place of trash. Tlazoli and Cuitla mean exactly the same thing in modern Nahuatl. Okay, so that's the thing. If you learn, no matter what you learn, everybody's always asking, what should I learn? What variant? Well, honestly, no matter what variant you learn, it's the same language. Just gonna be like slight differences because of the variants, right? But as long as you can see the flow and understand it, understand the words, Cuitla, Tlazoli, same thing. It means the same thing today in modern Nahuatl. So That makes it a lot easier to just decide I'm gonna learn classical or whatever. No te pipoloa, no te toneke. What is that? Oh, they cling when they bite one and they torment one. So yeah, I couldn't find those words, but I can see it here. They cling when they bite one. So this one right here. Tequa. Okay. Tequa pipiloa. I don't know. I think pipiloa might mean something, but here, let's see if we can find it. Pipiloa. To hang. Oh, like it's hanging. Okay, so that's what it's saying. They they cling, they hang on when they bite. That's so cool. I love that. So they hang on when they bite. That's a really cool verb, right? So when they're biting people, they hang on. They hang on when they're biting people. No, the doneke, they torment one. So there's a word in there that means torments. And then it says, and not just a few travel, very many travel. They travel in a swarm. Amo, and not only are there translating that a few, not only do a few travel, Nemi. So remember, like I said, Nemi has this vibe, this kind of undertone of just kind of hanging around. I mean, it means live, but this right here to go around is it's the most common way that you'll see Nemi. Okay, to go around, to walk. In Spanish, it's andar, andar. It's usually seen at the end of the verb, so you can go around eating, you go around laughing, right? So it generally has that feel to it. A lot of people will not translate it as live if you say nemi. They'd rather translate yoli as live and nemi more like to go around. So that's pretty accurate here. And not just a few travel, very many travel. Senka, very many. So that's exactly right. Remember, Senka is like tlawe, very many. They travel, they go about. They go in good order, in procession, in a white stream, or in a single file. Unique. They follow a road, they follow a path. Of course, you've seen it, right? The ants go in a straight line. They follow their path. They're very good at following the path. Only they arrange themselves in order. They are set in order. But mo means reflexive, so they're setting themselves in order. So they're just kind of repeating themselves here, arranging, setting themselves. And also maybe perhaps only Senpanti or only in a single file. Okay, so as you can see, the translation, it's really taking a lot of the context, right? And trying to see, well, what do they mean by that? Only sen is one. Panti, I don't know, panti something, but it's not here. I don't know what panti means, but they're translating as single file, so. So something like laid before. And so that's what I'm saying, this document is so important because everything is conjugated already in the tone of the Florentine. You're not going to get that anywhere else. It's a very important dictionary. And as we see with the verbs, let me know, some of these verbs are very complex and you're not going to find them in like normal speech. But I hope you can see that these verbs are a little more simplified than the book one. So as a result, it's a little easier to get a little flow going. So you have tlilascat. Tlilascat. What is tlilascat? Ah, yeah, the black ant. So tlili is black. Okay. And tlili, this is actually it's the black color, but it's talking specifically about ink and soot. Okay. And so that's why there's another word that I told you earlier, glitik. That's why there's another word for it, glitik. Glitik just means that it's soot-like, or what was the other? It's ink-like. That C is what makes it descriptive, the C at the end. So tlili, soot or ink. Glitik means it is like soot or ink. What is it like? If you look at ink or soot, it's black. So it's a very metaphorical way of describing something, right? It's like the same thing with istak. If you say istak is white, istak is from istak. Istak is salt. So when you're saying istak, you're saying it's salt-like. And so very metaphorical here when we're looking at these. And so it's really important to know the process. Like, why is tlili used as black, but tliltik is also used as black, right? So no, also itoka, it is also named tsikat. Yeah, one thing is them, they in Tlaiztiai. These live in cold lands. These live in cold lands. And this is another example. Itztia looks like the verb. Let's see. Wow. That's crazy. I've never seen this before. But it's something that becomes cold. Itztia. It's really interesting. Itztia. It's interesting because it comes from Itzli. Wow. Itzli is obsidian, used black obsidian used in mirrors and weapons, right? If I say istik means it's something that's cold. That's a descriptive word. But in this case, they're using a verb that has isli as the root. Itztia, it becomes cold. Itztia. So, wow, that's really special. Itztia, um, it they live in cold lands. The live is this one, Nemi. Okay, they live where it's cold. Tepiton, tepitoton means small. They are small. Tepitoton, they are very small. Let's see if the linguists have anything to say about tepitoton. Yeah, so tiny. Oh, look at this. This is another cool word. Achi, remember achi means little, right? Little. Achi toton. It's very tiny. San is tepitoton, very small. Tepiton, something small, insignificant. Okay, so they are small. Tlalan means inside the earth, in the earth underground. Metsonko in Magay pith. So somewhere in the Magay, they are born. In the earth and the Magay, they are born. So remember, this is Talakati, this is singular. I mean, not singular, sorry. I mean, it is singular, but it's also like present tense. They are because it's like they still exist, right? Oh no, and also tecuani pipil. We saw that word right before. Tecuani, they are biters. Looks like they are biters. They're also rather inclined to bite one. Yeah. When it is summer, shopa. Look at that shopa. That's cool. Shopa comes from summertime. Shopa. Looks like they just didn't include the N for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, and when it is summer, motataka. They are dug out. Its young are dug out. Manila in Piloa. So that must mean the young are dug out. Istake. It was pale before, but it could be like white. They are white. Istake. Yeah, so it's white. Istake, white, like they're white, like the white little worm, small worm. So they are white, like white worms. Look at that. Perfect. Gualo, this is a like remember I told you about ito? This is the passive form of eat. Gua. What do you eat? You have to specify what is the thing you're eating. Are you eating people? Tequa? Tla, are you eating things? No, in this case it's gualo. So since you have that low, it's passive, and we don't have to specify what is eating. So you just say, and it is eaten. They are eaten. They are eaten. They are savory. So they're kind of using the context again, right? This means they are savory. Savory. Huelique. In Huasteca Nahuatl, it would be ahuiac, ahuiaque, ahuiaque. In this case, it's huelique. They are savory. They taste good. So it is eaten. It is eaten. They are eaten. They taste good. Many, I don't know what that means. Many are cooked in the olla. Many are cooked in the olla. Really, indeed, their names. Azcameh. Many, their name is really Azcameh, or else they are called Azcameh, or else they are called Azcameh. All right, so that was the ant section. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. It's getting easier. Look, the goal is you want to get to like 80%. Like if you can get, like with any given paragraph, if you can understand 80% of what's written, then you're going to be very close to fluency, because then all you have to do is, like I'm doing, just look at the words in yellow, just look at them and try to figure out what do they mean, the ones that we don't know, right? Like, so like I could look at this and say, okay, I know what this means. I know this, this, right? Like I know all of these words. Way. And so once we start to get to about 80%, then that's when we're really gonna, you know, accelerate our learning. Because think about it, we're not gonna have to look these up anymore, right? Like we're just gonna be fluent, like equine, right? It's like sun is just, well, is very, or truly. No is also, right? Isel is it's alone. Mitoa, it is said. Okay, so the more, now we've added these words to our vocabulary. Istaque, we know they are white, they are red, and we know what ipampan means now. Huitlayac, seki, some. Do you see that? Now we can add all of these words, and guess what? When we read the next section, they're gonna be repetitive. They're gonna use the same words. They're gonna see sequin, miyakan, miyakin, and that's how we're gonna learn to become fluent as we read. So I hope that you're learning and you're enjoying this process. Once again, if you want these materials, please consider becoming a patron, and you can get these materials that are really, really helpful because like as you can see, I just pop in any word here and you can see the linguistic background, the grammatical rules, you can see the exact definition. It makes life so much easier. You gotta have a dictionary. So Tlaskamati for watching. Timoitase.